Good morning, everyone. And here we are, Karen and Shelly, and you're getting it done with gratitude co-host. How have you been? How has the week been for you since we last chatted? And more importantly, how have you been practicing gratitude and seeing that show up in your life and all the benefits that come with it? So, this morning, as usual, we're going to get a little deep, go into a little things like resistance to things and what how gratitude can help you manage those things when they show up and hear what you think. But before we dive into all of that, let me introduce ourselves because there are those of you joining us for the very first time, and we are so happy to have you with us. And for those of you who have been supporting us on our journey every single Thursday, we love you. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. We so appreciate your support and encouragement. I'm Karen Williams Thompson. I'm a life and business strategist, and I get to help women every day to uncover what it is that they're truly, truly passionate about. What's that purpose that they know that they have been called to live, to be, to do, and to have? I help them to identify what's getting in the way, what's holding them back, what are some of the blocks that we sometimes put in our way that stop us from really stepping into that next level of who we truly can be? And then we create the plan. We create the most intentional, focused, masterful plan that allows you to achieve your goals so that you can have the success in life that you want. And that success is defined by you based on your vision and your goals. And it's a really awesome journey and something that I absolutely love doing. And I love doing that as much as Shelly loves doing what she does, which is helping you to really manage gratitude and to let that take center place in your life. But I'm going to let her tell you about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for those of you who are able to join us live. We appreciate that. And for those of you who check in later on, we really, really appreciate that. Keep your comments coming. Let us know what you would like us to chat about, anything related to gratitude and life and really succeeding. Now, as Karen said, I am a little bit obsessed with gratitude, and I'm not ashamed to say obsessed because gratitude is such a powerful thing. I am a gratitude guide and habit coach, and what I do is to help my clients develop the habits and strategies that they need to implement and create that successful life that they're looking for. So you have your goals, you have your dreams, you have things planned out, but what are the little habits that really give you that day-to-day consistency and that step-by-step approach to getting things done? And of course, as the name of this program suggests, getting it done with gratitude is the number one thing in my book. So that's what I help people do, figure out what they need to do, what's the next step, and keep at it because consistency comes through use of habits. And what are the keystone habits that you need to implement to help you get the other things done? So that's what I'll help you with. Feel free to reach out, let me know what's going on with you, and we can get started working on your habits. But today we're talking about gratitude and I guess some of the not so good habits that we have that could be keeping us away from gratitude. Last week we started with expectations and grief, and there are actually barriers to gratitude, like legitimate things that interrupt our development and our, you know, appreciation of what's happening around us. And so today I'm thinking when I got up this morning, where I am, I have to, do some packing and different things. And I started feeling rushed. And when I thought about why I was feeling rushed, I realized that there was a little bit of impatience with myself and with some of the people around me happening.
Mm,
And
mm, mm.
and that falls in line so well with the concept of barriers to gratitude because impatience is a huge one. I don't know
Mhm.
about the rest of you guys, but it's a huge one for me, and it's one that I'm consistently working on to deal with it. So, Karen, what about you? How does impatience come into time to time?
You know, impatience shows up for me, especially in my recent I'm looking for the right word, but anyway, my recent something to really become close buddies with technology. So
Uh,
something happens and I really want to understand it now. I want it fixed now. I because it's delaying me. I have things that I want to do. I have something that I want to accomplish, and often there's a timeline. And in the midst of that is when something is going to come up, some message I don't understand. The screen does something that I really want now, and my impatience is the first thing that springs to mind. And then I have to talk myself down from that, and I have to say, okay, Karen, there's a solution to this. You just need to look for it. First of all, you need to calm down. So
yeah.
calm yourself down, because this is, your impatience is not helping you right now. So calm yourself down and look for the solution. If you can't find it after a few minutes, then find someone who can. But I've really had to implement that as something that I say to myself and really talk to
Mhm.
myself about it. Because before I really had gratitude and actually implementing it by saying it always and saying it right, etc. in my life, I really would have been, Lord have mercy, pulling out the hair. I would have been all over the place. And that would have been my impatience just
Mhm.
manifesting itself. And it just took me to another level, which added then frustration to it, which added then annoyance to it. And before you know it, it's just totally blown into something else. So learning how to talk myself down from there, how to actually then switch and actually look at it from a positive side, look at it from the other side, which is, what can I do? What do I get to do now to resolve this? What can I learn from this? What
Yeah.
is this teaching me? Those are some of the things that I say to it now. So impatience, I have been really learning how to manage that. And I think I'm a very patient person, but there's certain things that are definitely triggers, and not fully
Mhm.
understanding tech and all the back ends of it. That is definitely one of my triggers. I confess this morning.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your confession. I am certain there are lots of people out there nodding, yes, Karen. Yes, yes, we feel you. We know exactly what that means.
It's true.
Um, and for me, I also get impatient with getting things done, and gratitude, like you, helps me, you know, even out the pace and manage the expectations, because expectations and impatience really come together. And so we have these expectations, and then it creates a whole lot of issues for us. The impatience is certainly one. And one of the things that I recognize with clients who are a little bit older, there's this tendency to say, I'm running out of time. I have to
Mm,
get these things done now because I'm running out of time. I'm not, I'm not a, people say I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I have to
yes,
get these
yes,
goals
yes.
done. I want to get my house and I'm running out of time to get that. I want to travel the world and I'm running out of time to do this. I want to own my own business. I'm running out of time. So there's this sense of, I say, inflated urgency, because
I
there's
like
the
that.
belief that what we have now is not good enough. We are not good enough, and we're not where we want to be, and we don't have what we want to have, and we're running out of time to get it done because, yeah, I pause at because I don't know what else is after that. I mean, because this concept of urgency
Yeah.
really changes things, and it
But
creates a lot of impatience.
it does. And impatience really causes that feelings of restlessness that I want it now. I need to have it all fixed and finished, and I want to have it now. And if we don't manage impatience, it impacts so many things. It impacts your relationships. It can impact, how you are then, speaking to someone, because you say things sometimes in that moment of haste that had you paused to think about it, you may not have said it. And that in itself
Yeah.
has a ripple effect. Think also about when you are in a particular job or career, and you talked about running out of time just now and wanting to start your business. But sometimes you are impatient with your career growth and you
Yeah.
make hasty decisions. You don't pause to see, what it is that you have now, what it is you're learning from it, because I believe that everything that you are doing now is preparing you for what is to come. That is one of my beliefs. And similarly, while you are feeling, okay, I really need to be advancing in this career, I've been here long enough, etc. My recommendation, and this is what I do with clients, is really to say, let us create a plan. Let us
Mm.
say, yes, this is beginning to be not where I want to be. We understand that. So let us decide at a time now that I don't want to be here, for example, in 6 months, in a year, in 4 months, in whatever feels good to you. And then we make a plan for that exit. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Because in making a plan for that exit, you have some intentional steps that guide you towards that exit. You're no longer impatient. You can say it right. You can write it out, and then you can plan for it. And that is the beauty also of gratitude and goals. Because when you implement the gratitude along with the plan, your success rate for achieving the goals is higher. But I'm not sure that we also think about how impatience can cause anxiety. So I don't want you, Shelley, to be anxious about the packing. Take your time. It's all going to get done, and y'all are all going to get through. Because imagine persons like yourself already have who already have to manage anxiety. When you add impatience to that now, it's a double up. It's a double whammy, as we would say,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
impatience can cause so many things. And then think about it. When you're impatient, you're not focused. You're not
No, you're
focusing now
not.
on
Mhm.
what you really want to do, what you really want to achieve. So knowing and understanding how to shift the language, how to talk to yourself differently, how to apply gratitude, which is all of those things I just mentioned, is going to help you dial those other things back down and reduce the impatience. So impatience, sometimes we just see it and we think, oh, but
Yeah.
it has so many other effects, and it impacts so many other areas of our life. So I'm really happy that we're talking this morning about impatience and how that can actually get in between you and gratitude.
Yeah, because it is not something that we tend to look at, especially with the little things. And for me, because I work with, the creation of habits and so on, I'm very focused on the little things, the small steps, because many times we look at achieving a goal and we see the big thing, and sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes we feel it's too far, sometimes we try to implement a project in the space of a task time frame, and those things can really derail us.
Mhm,
So what we really do have to put into place are the step by step small motions forward that we can move consistently and deal with consistently. And impatience is a huge barrier to that,
mhm,
because, like, for example, um one of my clients is, she has her goals and so on, and we're getting things done, but what she's looking at, okay, I need to do this big thing because this is going to jump me forward. But then doing the big thing to jump her forward is not happening consistently, because it's a big thing and it's a huge change that has to be implemented. And when we try to bite off that huge change, it creates a lot of barriers, in the sense that, so many things have to be put in place for that huge change to happen, that if we make a misstep and we don't get things done in time, then we don't get the big change done, and then that's a
Mhm.
spiral of negativity because we're not moving forward as fast as we think, and etc. But when we look at the little things and the step by step small things that we can do easily, then we're able to get things done and celebrate small wins along the way, which builds the momentum and gratitude infused into that by being grateful for the little things and acknowledging the little things and everything else that works toward it. That is how we actually get things done with gratitude.
Mhm.
So it has me thinking then. I like the book. Oh, what's the name of it? Tiny Habits, I think it is, BJ Fogg.
Mm.
He that's what his entire process is about. Finding the smallest thing that you can do consistently and do that. And then you add another small thing that you can do and you do that. So little by little, the little things they add up, and then they become the big things. But we don't have to try the big things first, because what are we aiming for? Consistency and building that habit of gratitude that is going to become second nature and keep the momentum. That's what we're aiming for, building and keeping momentum. And we have to start small with that.
Yes, and as you were talking there, I thought about some of the other things that impatience really creates a block for. And what came up for me was the decisions that we make in that moment. Sometimes those are not the best decisions when you make them from that place of being impatient, of feeling rushed, of not feeling focused. You just can lead to a decision that you haven't taken everything into consideration that you needed to take into consideration. And if this is something that's not checked, then the next step is that it can cause you to have health challenges. And I know that in some of our earlier episodes, we talked
Oh, yeah.
about mental wellness and physical health and mental health and emotional health. And I know it's something that we are going to actually take some time out and really dive deeper into that and how gratitude really impacts all of those things. But think about it, if you are impatient all the time and that's leading to anxiety and it's leading to you making bad decisions. It's like a spiral effect. It's like a deck of cards that have just all fallen, and then you become
Mhm.
ill. And when you are not in that place of wellness, it naturally impedes any opportunity for you to grow personally. So when
Mhm.
you are constantly being impatient, you may not be then taking the time to really develop you and to be growing as you are being called to do. So these are some of the things. And the last one I wanted to mention is one that impacts us, especially when we don't do things that we feel strongly about, and that is regret. Because one of the
Oh, yeah.
saddest things is really to then be saying, oh, I regret that I didn't do that. I should have, I would have, all of those things. So impatience can cause you to make decisions and to do things that can lead to regret. And you don't want to be there, because that in itself is when persons start to, just,
Mhm.
I want to say surrender. Shelley might take it in a different slant, but regret is really just not a healthy place to be.
Yeah, and what what keeps coming up for me, and I'm listening to you and I'm just nodding my head off because yes, 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 yes. Um, impatience is what really keeps us stuck.
Mm.
When
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
when people feel like, they're stuck in a rut, or they're going after their goals, things go great for some time, and then they find themselves right back where they started, and depression sets in, they pick themselves up, they get a coach, they start, hot and sweaty, they're going again, and then after some time they find themselves right back where they started. And impatience is one of the major players that causes that. because what impatience creates is that impeding decision making process, just as you said there, Karen. And those decisions that we make that do not support us, what do? They keep us repeating the negative patterns because we get started and we're too impatient to go through the step by step process. We're too impatient to do the little things, and then when we come back we realize, wait, it doesn't fit anymore. When we get to the end, we don't know what we need to know. We don't have the support system we needed to put into place. We don't have the systems or structures that we needed to put into place, and so we can't function because we were too impatient to take the time to go step by step.
It's so true. And one of the things, I did some reading, and one of the things that you can do to help you manage impatience is mindfulness. It's really just stopping and being present to where you are and to what's happening. When you take that pause, when you first put on the brakes, like me
Yeah.
with the laptop, the phone, or the whatever is giving me the issue at the time, pause, put it down for a minute, and just be present to what is. So being mindful and
Hmm.
being patient. I mean, we talk each week about the pillars of gratitude, of saying it right, of saying it loud, of saying it always. And it is so important that when impatience pops up, as it will, because that's life, but now you have the awareness that yes, it has popped up, but you don't have to go with it. You don't have to run with it.
No,
You
you
don't have to
don't.
let it run with you. You
Hmm.
now know that you can take a pause and there's nothing wrong because you're not pausing for 10 hours. It can be as short as 2 minutes, a minute, whatever is needed. But what it does is it anchors you to the present. It helps you to be mindful of what is. And from there, then you are able to make better decisions. And this is what you want to do. This is how you
Hmm.
want to live your life, not from a place of impatience that's blocking you and creating then decisions that you are going to regret or wish hadn't happened. You really want to be practicing patience with yourself and really doing it in a very mindful way.
Yep, yep. And I think gratitude is like the number one thing to really
Exactly.
bring about that calm and patience, because gratitude reminds you of what is and what exists, and
Correct.
it also puts you in a position to get more clarity on where you're heading and why you need to do certain things. Because even when I work with authors, because I do editing and author coaching as well, even when I work with authors, that happens a lot because I have this client now. We're working on a project. Well, she came to me to begin the project,
Mm-hmm.
and after a little back and forth, I agreed because I wasn't sure I would have had the time because I knew it was a huge project. Then, so we negotiated and we agreed. And her question was, can we get this done in 6 months? Can we get this done in a year?
I've
Now,
had that
knowing,
question too this week.
yeah, so knowing her situation and knowing the way things would have flowed, I really pegged the project for like about 2 years. Um, but her question is, she wants it done and she wants it done now so that, she can get the benefit of having it done now. But if you want to get it done right, there are things that you have to do, and those things will take as long as they will take. There is no shortcutting. Even if you have the money to pay for a shortcut, sometimes that shortcut is not going to be as beneficial as you think. So, I mean, I do believe in the concept of compressing time, which is all about, gathering the resources that you need to shorten the length of time it takes to get anything done. So that's why you get a coach. That's why you get, someone to do the things that general so that you could focus on the specific things that only you could do. So all of that is important, and you want to get it done in the fastest space of time possible. But even the fastest space of time still takes time. And so that impatience of wanting to get it done immediately really creates a challenge. And what does it do? Most of all, it exacerbates anxiety, it creates this stress, and it contributes to us actually
Excuse
not
me.
even getting the things done that could be done in the space of time that we have. So the patience and the calm and the recognition that I am where I need to be, and there are solutions to every problem, and I will find what I need when I need it. That
Yes.
part of the recognition that, hey, I am grateful for what I have right now, and therefore where I'm heading, I'll be even more grateful when I get there, but I'm still grateful for where I am now. And to me, that is how gratitude really works with diluting and eventually washing away impatience. That's really what it's all about.
We really need to wash away the impatience because I think the
Yes.
world that we live in today, we've created such a culture of now. We've created instant
Yeah.
everything that patience is something that people are not really seeing as a virtue. You know, before when we were growing up, you would hear patience is a virtue. Your parents would tell you, wait, patience is a virtue. And you would sit and wait quietly. Now, no one wants to wait for anything. And therefore, it gives the opportunity for impatience to
Hmm.
pop up in so many more places. So then you see things like road rage, and you see people that
Yes.
hurry up, hurry up. Why you don't know what you want when you're like in the fast food line or anything. So
Exactly.
the culture
How,
of
how many
today,
things you have to order?
listen, the culture of today has really not not helped at all. And so it calls on us to be even more mindful because
Yeah.
simple things like when you're stuck in the traffic, it don't make sense being vexed because you still can't get any further. So play your favorite music, do something else that's going to take your mind off of that. So it's really the mindfulness cannot be stressed enough. You really have to be very mindful of what you're doing and what you're saying and where you are. And as you said, you are where you are and you are where you are meant to be at that time. So make the most of it. You could be listening to your favorite podcast, you could be listening to something else, but be mindful about it. And as easy as that, we are just about all out of time. I don't know where the time goes on a Thursday morning. I can't. This time just seems to go zoom, and it's gone.
Yep,
So,
yep, yep.
Shelley, last words with you before we bid adieu today.
Well, three things, and I'll try to keep them brief. One is that considering the time and how fast time goes, when we're having these chats, gratitude is a daily thing, it's an ongoing thing. So, for those of you who are looking at their lives and you're wondering, okay, how can I get more of this? I need this every day, and we're only doing once a week right now. Don't worry, keep tuned. We're putting something in place. And I keep saying this out loud for accountability for us as well, right? But it's coming soon because it's really a daily habit and we do need support. And it's not just that, okay, Karen and I have it all figured out. We started these lives, one, to help build our own accountability with gratitude and develop things better. So we are creating that support group for you, and we'd be able to have you work that, get into that soon. And when it comes to impatience with gratitude, I would say start with the things that you can do. Start with the simple things. Start with the small things, because there's this concept of the snowball effect. You start small,
Mhm.
and as you build momentum, it gets bigger and bigger. That's what you want, because when it comes to change, our very fibers resist change, and that creates an issue. So start small. And that's how you can get it done with gratitude. Start with gratitude. Be grateful for where you are. And yep, that's the final word. I said three things, but I'll stop there.
Ah, that's That's a good call to action, everyone. So we are looking to hear from you in the comments. Send us a message, send us a DM. Both of our profiles are there on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us both. But send us a let us know what are the things that you are putting into practice? What are the little things that you are doing that's helping you to minimize impatience, but also to amplify gratitude in your life? We really love having these conversations and would love to hear from you. So we get excited about all the comments that you share. So send us a DM, put it in the comments. We promise that we will get back to you at least within 24 hours. So hit us up with all of those actions that you're taking or just your experiences. We all have different experiences, and one of the things that we don't speak about enough is how we can learn from each other's experiences. So you may have had an experience and you share it with us. We could all learn and benefit from that, and that's another little spiral of gratitude. So here's wishing you a fantastic week, a week filled with blessings of gratitude. So go out there and let's just make every day the best possible day that it can be. Shelley, have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Have a wonderful day to you too, Karen, and bye everybody. Take care.
Bye.